everybody, and welcome to Geeked Out, the Geeked Out podcast on the Geeked Out channel. Guys, we are 1 week away from the greatest game ever to come out, which is Sonic Frontiers. Comes out Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. So yeah, very excited. I had to rep the Sonic chain. I was gonna wear the Sonic hat, but I couldn't wear it with my headphones. The spikes are too big. What?
You're the only person happy for something.
Shut up. There's plenty of people that are saying that this is going to be the best Sonic game ever. We will see about that. It is ever, yeah.
I literally don't see nobody posting about this fucking game.
You're just not.
If it wasn't for you, I didn't even know the game would have came out.
They were making a new song, bro, until now.
Well, it's going to be the best Sonic game ever. It is the biggest Sonic fan ever. Tyler as your host with a bunch of Sonic haters in Jaden and James.
Haters?
Hater,
Who was hating?
You're hating. I'm saying that this isn't going to be the best game ever.
I didn't say that.
You just gotta think of the timing it's coming out. It's a shit game. No one cares about it. It's coming out between Call of Duty and God of War.
Nobody cares about Call of Duty.
A lot of people care about Call of Duty.
Everybody that I've heard play Call of Duty say it's cancerous and they hate it.
You want to know why?
Because
you're talking to all the streamers. You haven't talked to one OG Call of Duty player. Every OG Call of Duty player.
I'm friends with OG Call of Duty players. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Because, bro, my god.
Back to normal Call of Duty, there's no movement, no nothing. That's why people don't like it, because there's no bunny hops. They took away all movement, so you had to have a shot now. Where motherfuckers have not had a shot on Call of Duty for over 5 years because people have just been sliding and moving and jumping around. Can't do that no more. Gotta have a shot.
All I know is I said that I wouldn't have known it if there was a Sonic game if you didn't tell me about it. I wasn't even hating.
The only bad part about I think that they could have chose a better release date because it comes out the day before God of War Ragnarok. But
it knows that it's not gonna make no money no way, so it's like fuck.
It's gonna make money. You know, all the Sonic fans are gonna buy it.
It'll make a couple dollars.
Couple dollars.
Bro, I saw some weirdos yesterday. Sonic fans too. I was like, oh my gosh. They were like, Shadow, why would you do that? I was like, they were walking around the campus all confident too.
Well, your city has a bunch of weirdos in it. You see that TikTok of those kids doing blackface?
Oh, what?
Yeah, there were these like 3 kids, like a bunch of like kids, and then 3 of them had blackface on. They went to Walmart, and then like they're like, oh, like they're just laughing about it and all that.
They painted their face, they painted their arms, they painted any visible part of skin that they had. They painted black, and then they dressed up in prison outfits.
And then like some of the kids like that were with them like were also like kind of like cops and sheriffs and like some stupid shit.
Yeah, they all thought that shit was funny, and I don't know who the person was filming it. I don't know if it was an employee, or if it was just some random person, but someone was letting them have it. It was going off on them. Like
that's ridiculous.
So yeah, your city is full of weirdos. It sounds like.
Ain't my city. Biggest boy.
You live there.
And you lived in Texas. You ain't no Texas, boy.
I don't live until you live. So I don't live in
Texas. Now.
And listen, Texas didn't even have shit like that. We just had banned abortions. That's all we had. We didn't have nothing about painting each other black and dressing up as cops and dressing up as prison outfits.
Well, all right. Yeah, so more of the story is that that Utah is pretty racist. Not surprising because all the Utah Jazz fans are racist. But anyway, before I guess we go into basketball, let's talk about football. The NFL trade line was just passed. Any interesting trades that y'all took interest in?
Yeah, the one that the Green Bay Packers didn't do.
The Green Bay Packers shouldn't have done any trade. They don't need any trades. You got to think they were going all out for what? For Brandon Cooks, maybe? Give him one person. What's that one person going to do for A-Rod?
He just needs a
It's a lot.
one wide
Catch the
receiver.
ball.
It's more
Catch the
than one
ball.
wide. It's more than one wide receiver. The Packers aren't one wide receiver away from winning. They are a lot away from winning.
Yeah, but if you can
You
get
guys
one guy
aren't
that can
watching the
catch the
Packers,
ball,
but
you know,
Aaron
that's a good
Rodgers isn't
start.
playing fantastic either. We're talking about his wide receivers, but him himself isn't playing fantastic. His offensive line isn't playing fantastic. The running backs aren't playing fantastic. All around as a team, they are getting demolished. It's not the wide receiver. You can't put this saying that they ain't got no wide receivers. Their defense just got cooked up by the fucking Bills. Jairus Alexander wants to talk hella shit to Stephon Diggs as he's coming out the fucking tunnel and then let Stephon go for over 100 yards
Oh, I know.
and then call him a little boy. Like, nah, bro, you're the little boy. Like, come on now. Like, the Packers, they were smart by not going to do anything. If they're smart, they'll trade A-Rod after this year. His contract,
Trade A-Rod.
yes, his contract's too big. They can't sign anybody. They literally can give him no one. So it's either trade A-Rod or you guys are going to keep A-Rod, and you guys aren't viewing any championship no time soon. They have no one. Not one wide receiver or running back wants to go there. Grant, you get to play with A-Rod, but you ain't get no money. Like, nothing at all. Dude took 50 mil a year, bro. Ain't got no
Yep.
money.
You gotta chase him
That's
back
why they
somehow.
couldn't. That's why they couldn't go get Brandon Cooks. They don't have the cap space. He cost 18 million a year. They don't have that because A-Rod has all the money. That's the same reason they couldn't keep Devontae Adams because they couldn't give him money because A-Rod took it all. So they were smart by not going for no one. They ain't got. They have a lot more problems they got to deal with. A lot. But them Bears are being stupid.
The Bears are
Yeah.
pretty dumb.
That Bear, like, y'all trade away
Bears.
one of your best defensive players of Robert Quinn. I mean, you sent him to the Eagles. And then your best defensive player shows how much he cares for that organization, how much he cared for that guy. And you go ahead and trade his ass away for a fucking bag of chips. You're telling me that Roquan Smith is not worth at least one first-round pick at all? That dude is a second and a fifth-round pick. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They basically traded him for Chase Claypool, basically.
Exactly. And then you look it over in the same fucking division, and the Lions are being stupid and trading T.J. Hawkinson to the Minnesota Vikings. And you look at that trade, and that has to be the worst trade in the whole entire NFL for this year. They traded T.J. Hawkinson, a 2023 fourth-round pick, and a 2024 conditional fourth-round pick, right?
Mhm.
And Detroit only got a 2023 second-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick. So they gave up a player plus 2 picks, and they only got 2 picks back. And both of them were just a round up. That's crazy to me. For T.J. Hawkinson.
That's funny.
Those are the two that, like, really, really stood out to me. And then the Bradley Chubb one, of course.
Yeah, who just signed an extension with the Dolphins as well.
5 year.
Yeah, Dolphins looking nice. We'll see.
Yeah, I think the only one that really, really surprised me though, that like blindsided me that I didn't expect, was the Falcons. I didn't think they were gonna trade Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, yeah.
Oh yeah.
To the Jags.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting, but
That was wild.
yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll be there for the year. I don't think he's gonna sign an extension.
Yeah, he'll be there for a year. Him and Christian Kirk will be a nice little duo for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean they have a cool little receiving squad next year. I mean they have him. They got Christian Kirk. They got what's his name from? He played for the Raiders last year. He wore number 1. Zay Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But they got him too.
Hmm.
Yeah, they got a tight little squad. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah.
And then of course you got the Christian McCaffrey. I know that's not trade deadline talk, but you know.
Yeah, it happened like a little bit over a week ago, but
that's crazy.
It's still looking good. Christian McCaffrey looks good with the 49ers. He especially balled out against the Rams just this past Sunday. What was that, James?
Was that?
I said he fits into their scheme perfectly. He's been known as probably the best all around back in the league since he entered. And now he's going to a team where they like to use wide receivers all around. So imagine what they're going to do to a running back.
Is
So I
that the
think,
game where he threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown, ran for a touchdown? It was
Yep.
against the Rams.
Yep.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Very crazy. Don't worry, Jaden. The Steelers did make a trade.
Yeah, no, I
They
know.
traded for
It's
William
like,
Jackson III.
oh, sorry, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they traded
Mhm.
him for I believe 2025 swap picks with
Yeah.
the Commanders. I actually really like William Jackson. I wanted the Steelers to draft him back. Like, when did we draft? I want to say it was like 2016. I want to say. Um, yeah, I believe we were supposed to draft him, and then Cincinnati had the pick before us, and then Cincinnati snagged him because
Worth
all the good wide receivers, they didn't even want a cornerback. They just all the good wide receivers were taken at that point, and then yeah, they took him, and then we took Artie Burns' trash ass. Um, I like him. When the footage I've seen of him on the Commanders is just atrocious, but we'll see how he plays out. The Steelers
Right.
secondary has been trash, and of course it has been because they let go of Joe Hayden. Um, so,
Both Steelers have been trash.
well, yeah, but this will at least help the secondary out.
How do you feel about Chase?
I wish him the best of luck. You know, I wish we would have gotten more than just a second overall
Me too.
pick or a second round pick. Because I honestly believe Claypool could be a really good wide receiver in
No,
the
I
league
agree.
if he's just fit in the right scheme. I feel like the Steelers didn't use him right, but that's just because I feel like Canada can't draw up
Right.
anything.
So, real quick, would you? Because obviously Claypool has his flaws. He could get better, but so does Deontay. Would you have rather traded Deontay, or are you cool with it being Claypool?
I feel like Claypool has more value than Deontay. I feel like Deontay, mostly around the league, I feel like he's like the guy like, oh yeah, he can make plays, but he also drops the ball a lot.
Right.
Where Claypool, there's still a little bit of development room for him.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. We all know George Pickens is going to be the number one wide receiver at some point. But yeah, we'll see what the Steelers do.
Probably nothing.
Go Chiefs.
Go Bills.
But yeah.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah, Cowboys didn't make a move, and a lot of fans are upset. But honestly, I think the Cowboys
Yeah.
are pretty solid.
So, like, as a Cowboy fan, I know other people are going to laugh because they're like, oh, you guys think you're getting everyone. But I know the talks of why we didn't make a move. We tried to make a move for Brandon Cooks. Thing that turned us off was, same thing I said with Packers, is $18 million. It's a lot of money to pay him.
Right.
So that's what turned us off. But there's a lot of talks that we're really, really trying to go for Odell. That's what it said. It said that it's really between us and the Giants right now, and that we're really pushing for him and shit like that. So if that's their plan of what they want to do, okay. But I don't know.
I know you
don't
don't
think
like
that-
Odell.
No. So here's the thing. Actually, I do like Odell. I started liking Odell. He had the Curry treatment for me. I started liking him after last season when everyone started writing him off when he left the Browns, and starting to look at the Browns. I was like, bro, Baker's the problem. So I actually started to root for Odell last year, and he showed me he's good. Now, granted, I will always say he's not as good as people think. Like, he really blew the fuck up because of that one catch, and he is not that great. But he is definitely a top 10 receiver. I've always said that. But people are trying to put him in the top 5 24/7. I don't think he's ever been a top 5 receiver personally. But, people might disagree with me because when he was top 5, you also got to think we had probably the best wide receivers, like the generation for the best wide receivers. In that, like, we had so many. We had Julio, we had Antonio Brown, we had AJ Green, we had T.Y. Hilton, fucking Deshaun Jackson, Dez Bryant. Like, we had a lot of wide receivers that was making names. So, but I mean, I wouldn't mind him. But to not do anything at all during the trade deadline because that's your focus, I don't know. If there's another team that is up for grabs with him, and especially if it's a reunion team, I don't know. To me, like, yeah, do we have a chance? Of course, we got a chance. But
Yeah.
would I have liked to see a little bit more action in free agency because that was our plan? Yeah, definitely. Because the likelihood of him actually coming, I mean, I'm still waiting on my Earl Thomas jersey. So that's what the Cowboys been talking about since he was released. So I don't know.
You
We always talk about bringing these big names, but we never bring them. So
you could have traded for Chase Claypool.
we
Yeah,
could
you
have.
could have.
We definitely could have. We could have traded for a couple of different fucking people. So, but we didn't. So it is what it is.
It's okay.
'Cause I would have liked to see us go for DJ Moore.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who I want to go for. There's no reason he needs to be in Carolina still.
Yeah.
So that's who I wanted to go for.
Well, just imagine Odell with Michael Gallup and then CeeDee
Oh,
Lamb.
our offense would be unstoppable. Not saying we would be unstoppable. Our offense would be unstoppable. That'd be disgusting. But we'd still probably lose in the first round like we always do.
Oh.
So, hey, go Odell.
um.
So done with this Cowboys organization, bro. You didn't even know.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a lame week because both our Steelers and the Cowboys are they're on a bye.
Yeah. So
So
are the 49ers. Like, well, I don't even get to root for my mom's team.
and the Giants.
And the Giants.
Oh,
But hopefully we can see the Eagles lose finally.
Right.
who do the Eagles play? They play. They play the Texans tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philadelphia
Go
versus
Texans.
Houston. Just
It
like in the
sounds-
World Series.
It sounds terrible, but I've been watching, or I'm not watching, but I've been going through their schedule and saying the Cowboys are going to beat them because we didn't beat them last time, and I said that we would split. So saying we beat them, right?
Mhm.
That to me looks like the only loss the Eagles are actually going to receive, unless they bench all their starters the last week and lose. They have the Texans, they follow up with the Commanders, then they go to the Colts, then they go to the Packers. Like, come on, bro. The only hard game I could say they actually have, they face the Titans.
Yeah.
I could see them losing to the Titans. Then they go to the fucking Giants. Then the Bears.
The
And then
Bears.
us. Like, bro, they have such an easy last couple fucking games. So, like, I don't
for
see.
no reason to.
Yeah, they really, to me, they only. Because I don't count the Giants as a hard game. Like, yeah, they're good, but I don't think they're going to be crazy good. And then they follow up with Saints and Giants again. That's how they end the season. So, I don't know.
I feel like they could split it with the Giants.
They could
Yeah.
split it with the Giants. I could see it, but I could also see them wiping the Giants. I could also see that.
I could see
So-
them wiping the Eagles. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
You never know. You never know.
You're right, but
So it all depends on how they keep playing.
right,
So you just hope they don't get too cocky. That's all you gotta hope.
right.
Cause like when the Panthers was doing this, the Panthers got too cocky. That's why they got fucked up.
Yep.
So you gotta hope they don't get too cocky.
Yeah, we'll
And
see what
especially
happens
because
with
I feel like a lot of people are automatically giving them division already just because they're undefeated. Like I know a lot of people are just having the Eagles run away with this division. Like it's still not up for grabs.
Which, yeah, I was about to say, that's kind of crazy because, I mean, the Cowboys
it-
are
it's
pretty
only
good.
two-
And
Bro,
It's
the
only a
Cowboys are
2-point
one. Yeah, the Cowboys are one
thought it
game
was
behind them.
I thought they were
Or
two.
two games
Yeah,
behind them.
because
technically.
same with the Giants. Both Cowboys and Giants are
But I'm
only
only
two
saying
behind.
I'm only saying one game because we're gonna beat them, so that's gonna be the second game. So we're
Oh,
only
okay.
one game behind them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, trust me, we're only one game behind.
Mm.
We getting that ass next time. Uh-oh, ESPN just went off. What happened?
uh-oh. Who got fired?
Talk to me.
Miles Bridges agrees to deal in felony domestic violence case. Will face 3 years probation, no jail time.
So is
Huh?
he going to go back with Charlotte then?
I don't know. Who knows?
James,
That's crazy.
I don't know if you saw, but now the Lakers have a better record than the Brooklyn Nets do.
Nobody give a fuck about these Lakers. Bro.
But they beat the
Why?
Pelicans last night.
I don't give a damn who they beat.
Why?
Because did you watch the game?
No, I don't have
There
it.
you go. I don't give a damn who we beat. That was not a win.
They did.
For
They
first
kind of
off, we
blew.
want to talk about this Matt Ryan kid, right? That's who we
Yeah,
want to talk about. That big
he
splash.
splashed that.
Dude shot 4 for 11.
Okay,
Dude was trash.
okay.
If you want the pure honesty, yeah, he made that shot, but cool, right? Then we fast forward. We were beating them by like 12 points, and we blew that within like a minute. We were beating them by 12 points, and they tied up while I was
Mhm,
watching, while working.
mhm.
Like that's crazy. That
Yeah.
wasn't a win. Yeah, we got it. We squeezed it out. It was a victory. It wasn't a win. Hell no. That was a loss. We learned so much more about how much more we suck. The only
Oh,
good thing that came from that game is Westbrook. Westbrook played out of his mind for a bench role. He was consistent as shit. He was the most consistent player on the Lakers. And second, I'll give it to Lonnie Walker because he was the
yeah.
leading
Lonnie
scorer.
popped off.
Yeah, but Russ shot 6 for 10 for like 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, or those are flopped.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like that shit, he played consistent. But other than that, bro, we played like garbage. Ain't nobody want to talk about them damn Lakers.
Yeah,
J-
but I mean, at the same time,
James, I
like
I thought you'd be
four,
happy.
like
No.
yeah, he shot 4 for 11, but I mean, that's not the worst that your team has put up this season. At least he hit the shot. Like I'd be
Yeah,
happy. Like yeah, you guys blew a 12-point lead, but take what you can. You're not going to be great this year. Like just take what you can. Be happy about it.
but we can be great. That's the thing. We can be great. We're
Can
just
be,
playing
yeah.
stupid.
Well, not only that, y'all aren't shooters.
Exactly. We're playing stupid.
Yeah, but they're
LeBron
not.
shot
Here's the
9
thing,
for
though.
23 last night. Like,
The thing is, they're not going to change that either. They're going to keep shooting because that's how the game is now.
but the thing
They're
is it
going to
the
shoot. They're
problem
not
is
going to just drive.
But the problem is not that we can't shoot, is we can shoot. We have shooters. We have select shooters. But everybody on our team is trying to shoot like we're the Golden State Warriors. We're not. Why is LeBron shooting 0 for 7? Why is Lonnie Walker 5 for 9? That's not bad. Matt
Yeah,
Ryan
that's
3
good.
for 9. 1 for 4 from Westbrook. That's not too bad. Tony Brown 1 for 3. 0 for 3 from Austin Reeves. Why is Austin Reeves 0 for 3 from the 3? He's our 3-point shooter.
Real quick, if you're gonna say 3 for 9, or sorry, 1 for 4 for Westbrook and say that's not bad, don't get on Matt Ryan for shooting 3 for 9.
That's not bad for Westbrook. That's what I'm saying. We've been seeing 0 for 25 from Westbrook.
All
That's why
right,
I'm saying that's
all
not
right,
bad for Westbrook.
okay, okay. Because I was
Yeah,
gonna
see
say
what I'm saying?
that's a lower percent. Okay, fair.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for Westbrook,
Okay,
that's it's not terrible.
okay.
But 3 for 9, and still, yeah, if he was 3 for 9, Westbrook was 3 for 9, I'd be giving him the same shit. 1 for 4, okay, you shot 4 times, you got one of them, cool. But bro, you're shooting 9 times, like out of somewhere, you should be starting to get in a rhythm if you're a 3-point shooter. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Like you're shooting 9, like I don't know. This whole box score, like it's trash, the whole thing. And like you look at like, oh, we got the win, but it's like, okay, Austin Reeves played 34 minutes and dropped 7 points. You know, like I don't know. And I've been trying to give a lot of credit to LeBron, but bro, LeBron played 40 minutes. Like, granted, I get it, he's up there in age, bro. You're playing 40 minutes, going 9 for 23, 0 for 7 from the three, only 20 points. Granted, he almost had a triple double. Just 2 assists off a triple double. But
yeah,
it's like still, I don't know. It's as a Laker fan, even though we won, it wasn't good.
yeah.
It was sloppy. It was ugly. I wanted us to lose.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not lying to you. As soon as I saw it go to OT, I wanted us to lose. As soon as it went to OT, because there's no reason it should have been in OT.
well, James, if you look at the bright side, you're only a game and a half behind Golden State,
Yeah,
because Golden State is at the 12th seed right now, and you guys are at the 13th
yeah.
seed.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's the thing is I'm not caring because it's like it's early in the season,
yeah.
so it is what it is. Like I'm not caring about placements and seeding right now, because I
Can
mean
the
if anyone,
Lakers turn it around though? Is the question.
there's this big thing. It's in bold letters called a trade deadline. We could turn it around.
But
We definitely.
who are you gonna trade for?
There's a lot of people to trade for. I told you. I've already told you this, bro. Name a player on the Jazz.
Oh, I'm
Taylor
saying
Horn
still.
Tucker?
Okay, take Westbrook.
No, we're good.
No, I'll
There you
keep
go.
Taylor Horn Tucker.
That's
Yeah,
my point. I will take literally.
we
We
like our
can go
squad.
for so many fucking people. All we got to do is for decent shooters. That's all you got to do. Look at the
Here's the
big.
thing: you guys are gonna have to offer a lot more than Westbrook.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. We have pieces. We have young players.
Ain't nobody just gonna be
Yeah,
like, oh yeah,
but-
here's our two rising stars for Russell Westbrook.
You act
Right.
like we can't give you Russell, or we can't give people Russell Westbrook. We can't give him Thomas Bryant. Like Thomas Bryant don't have some sort of a fucking name.
No, and
We still
I agree that you guys can give Thomas Bryant. I'm just saying you can't give just Westbrook.
Yeah, no,
Right.
and I'm not just saying Westbrook, but we got a lot of people like fucking Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn didn't even play a single minute last night, bro. Goodbye, you're gone. Ain't nobody care about your ass. Take your ass
Yeah.
on.
If nobody cares, why would anybody want him too?
Because he was balling out when he played on Miami 2 years ago.
That's the thing with the Lakers. Like whenever a player doesn't do well on the Lakers, they expect so much for him, even though he's been playing ass on the fucking team.
That's the thing. Kendrick Nunn never played like ass. He didn't play too shabby last year. The only reason he's not playing right now is because we have people.
No, I know, but like I'm going back to the days of like when Kuzma wasn't playing good, and then like when Lonzo wasn't good, when Ingram wasn't good, and all these other players. Like, oh yeah, like all these players are ass, so like obviously like, we're gonna go after fucking
You also
Anthony
gotta
Davis
those
and all that.
players, You
Now
like
you
if the
look and
Lakers
they're
have been
all
able to
stars.
exactly because you look in and a lot of players. It's hard to play in LA. It's the city of champions. You got all the lights on you, and no matter what, at the beginning of the season, you're a championship contender in everybody's eyes because you're the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's what kind of like pressure gets put on you is like you have to be a championship contender. Like when you're the Celtics, when you're the Lakers, you can't go into a season and not be championship contenders. Like granted, it happens. It does. And shit sucks, but that's what the city and the fans and everything really, really expect from you when you're like that. We're not Detroit. We're not,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we won some games. We're not the Jazz. Oh, yeah, we made it to the playoffs for the sixth straight year. Oh, we came short. No, we got to get to that fucking point. So
Right.
if you're not working, we'll trade your ass right away. And it just goes back to even Kobe Bryant, bro. Kobe Bean Bryant, one of the best prospects coming out of high school. We didn't even draft him because
Right.
they literally told him, no matter how good you'll ever be, we can't draft you because the city of LA would never allow us to.
Yeah.
And they had to trade for him instead. It just shows what comes into LA, and that's kind of what Brandon Ingram had. Brandon Ingram, and I can still say this to this day, if we never traded Brandon Ingram would still not be a good basketball player. He would still be a minuscule basketball player on the Lakers. Getting out of LA was what's best for Brandon Ingram's career. He got to play for himself. He didn't have all the lights and shit on him in LA. He got to kind of just focus on himself, play the game of basketball, and he became an all-star. And
Yeah.
and that what comes in LA. I feel like not everybody can play in LA.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
So, because I mean, it's been shown more than fucking once. Because more than 5 people have left LA and became all stars or became an award winner. You look at Jordan Clarkson, 6th man of the year.
Yep.
He used to be a Laker.
Love that guy.
It's a sad life as a
He's
Laker fan,
hooping.
man, watching all of our young people.
It's
never
because
be able to do it all.
y'all can't develop.
Right.
They can develop. I'll always say as a Laker fan, Lakers can't develop for shit.
Mm-mm.
Lakers developed one person. That was Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
And I don't even count them as developing him. He developed himself.
Yeah.
So there was
Yeah.
not one trainer, not one coach that could tell Kobe, "Oh, you need to work more."
Yeah.
Nah,
He was
motherfucker.
already.
Kobe was telling them, "No, y'all need to work more, bro."
Yeah.
Why was
Yeah.
I in the building before y'all and left after y'all? Like, what's going on here today? Like, so I don't know. So yeah, is there things we could do? Definitely. We could go for some trades. We can try and pick up. And as I said, we don't. I'm not saying we need all stars. Like I'm not saying.
Yeah,
we
no,
need
you
those
just need
great-
some role
Right, 'cause
players.
you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need some fucking decent shooters. As I told you, I'm cool with little people. I'm cool with Ty Halliburton. Like I don't need fucking Buddy Hield. I don't need all that.
Right.
Like I'm cool with the small people, like the no names or like the people who have names but they're not stars. They're young stars. I'll take them.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
So
Yeah. So because the Brooklyn Nets are so trash, they fired Steve Nash. Do you think that makes them better?
No,
All right.
no,
I think they're
it
losing their
doesn't.
biggest
You
player.
care to explain?
Yeah, sure.
Just no.
They, cool. Like, yeah, you're right. Steve Nash was not a good coach, but it's not just his fault. I'm not just going to blame Steve Nash. I'm also going to blame the players. Play better.
Well, I think that stems down to the coach. They're not. He never
I'm
got
not.
a respect factor from everybody. Nash said that all they did was like they wouldn't listen to him, all this shit.
Yeah.
Like he
So
basically
that's
kissed
also on the yeah, that's also on the players then.
It's not on the
Give
players.
give your give your coach respect. What do you
Players,
mean that's not on
players
the
don't.
players?
Players don't have to. Every
give
single coach I've ever had,
give the coach has to give the players a reason to respect him.
the coach has to
Okay,
earn
but it's
respect.
the
You
same.
don't just
Okay,
give
but it's the
respect.
exact same way both sides. It's
Yeah, but
going to be if
Cause Shaq and Pat Riley never fucking got along on the Heat, and yet they still
mhm,
won a championship. So
you
that's
don't got to
cool.
get along with your coach. The problem with Steve Nash is that Steve Nash came in and he was more and he wanted to be more involved in the drama in the media. He didn't want to back up his players. There's a lot of the times he should have just shut the fuck up and said, "Yo, what's going on is going on. We're focusing on things we can control." But instead, he wanted to talk and he wanted to reply on the shit that was going on and put
Right.
his input in. That's not your place, bro. If you aren't already having your team's respect, bro, shut the fuck up and get your team's respect. Because obviously it ain't been going your way.
Okay,
That's all.
so but at a certain
I'm not
point,
saying
it's
it's
not
100%.
just
I'm not saying it's
exactly. It's
100% his
not
fault,
just
but
Steve Nash.
it's a lot
Obviously,
his fault.
like because if you as a team aren't going to respect your coach, if you guys all know like, oh, we don't care that he's here, then figure it out yourself. Y'all obviously feel like y'all don't need Steve Nash as a coach. Y'all obviously don't want him here. Like if y'all really don't respect him that much, figure it out yourself. Go win some
This
games
is
and
how
prove that you
much
don't need him. Like
this is how much he was so pointless is that they didn't let none of the players know that they were even firing him or that they fired him. He only
no,
found out like the end of the
I know I'm aware, but it's also the player's fault. Yeah, Steve Nash wasn't respected or anything, whatever. But like I said, if you're not gonna give the coach respect or whatever, go gather yourself as a team, figure it out, talk about what's working, do it yourself then. Like it was obviously not working as an organization. Like
Yeah, but
so
you also
hopefully
how much can you do? Because then at that point, you're not going to be running no type of drills, like no type of play art inside your games. Because at practice, you guys are going to be practicing all of Steve Nash's plays,
mhm.
and then when you go in games, you have no plays because it's oh fuck Steve Nash, we're going to go off by ourselves. So now you guys are running around playing middle
Okay,
school, high school
so
basketball. That doesn't
just
mean anything in
keep
games.
adding to my point. That's what I'm saying. If you're
But
gonna
I'm saying so
practice
they were
this,
going, but they were still going by Steve Nash's play arts, and the shit wasn't happening.
okay, so then go as players and figure it out. If you're gonna say
They
fuck
did.
Steve Nash's
Steve
plan,
Nash is gone. That's what they figured it out. They lost enough games to get this motherfucker fired. They did what they
cool.
needed to do. Now they're gonna get a decent coach in there, or they will actually be able to coach themselves. They're gonna have to do what it is. And I'm not saying Steve Nash is a bad coach. I ain't got shit against Steve Nash. I love Steve Nash. I think it was a bad system he got put in. I think it
I
was a
agree.
shitty time. I think if it would have been to where he walked in and the whole COVID pandemic didn't happen and all the fucking limitations didn't happen with everything, and he had a
Hmm.
fair chance, yeah, I think it would have been a very different route that would have been taken. But I think with the way he came in, with the whole pandemic going on, and then with the way he spoke, he lost his players' respect before he got it started. So in that aspect, it can't even be the players' fault. It was Steve Nash's fault that he lost respect before he even got started.
Hey, but
Granted, yeah,
you
the players should have played better, and yeah, we can put 10% of the blame on the players, but 90% of the blame is on the coach. It is. Like, it comes down to you have to get your players' respect. You have to put the plan up. You got to get these fucking teams to win. Because if you don't win, it's not, they don't release the players most of the time, they release the coaches. The Lakers won a
right?
championship next year, didn't go to the
I
playoffs.
know.
Who they fire? The coach.
I'm aware.
Like it's the coach's job. I get it. The players should have played better, but at the end of the day, Steve Nash should have done better. So Most of the blame is on Steve Nash. Why are you not there no more?
I'll say most of it is, but I wouldn't. I'd do more than 10% too on the players. Go figure it out. Like you have two superstars
Mm-hmm.
in
That are
Katie and
dropping
Kyrie,
40 apiece.
right? So now lead your team.
They
Now
are,
make your team better and win games.
and they're trying to. But
Trying to,
how much better can you make them if the plays aren't there?
if you're not gonna respect your coach, go figure it out. Go
But how
make
you're
your
not
own
listening? How
plays.
do you make your own plays? Practice. He runs the practice.
If they don't respect him at all, why do they listen to him?
Because at the end of the
So
day, they
make
have
so
a
one,
job
make up
like
your
a boss.
mind.
I don't respect my boss and my job, but I still got to listen to him because if not, I'm on the doorstep. Steve Nash can throw them out of practice, get them fined a lot of money. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's practice. Because how much y'all wouldn't be sitting up here talking, not y'all, you wouldn't be sitting up here talking about all this if KD said, nah, I don't fuck with Steve Nash and sat out of practice. It would be, oh, KD's a piece of shit. Why is he sitting out of practice? KD's trying to make a point. He's trying to get his own plays together. But it would be, oh, why is he sitting out of practice? He's being a crybaby bitch. You can't have it
Mm,
both ways. That's
I'm
how
not
it goes.
saying
You
I'd
got to
have it
show up
both
to
ways.
practice. You got to have Steve Nash do the plays, and you got to wait until he gets fired. That's what happened. They can't go out and make their own plays. You got to listen to Steve Nash while you're at practice. That's your coach. While you're at
Okay,
work, you got to
even
listen.
then, cool. Okay, so then even then to extend that, as a professional basketball player, you should be able to play outside of the play. You should be able to make something work.
And they do. That's how him and Kyrie been dropping 30 and 40 a night.
Yeah, so now make your teammates better
But how
and win games.
there's only so much they can do. There's only so much they could do.
Figure it out.
They're gonna. That's why they
I
got a new coach.
cool. I
That's the
hope they
whole
do.
plan. But to
Cool.
put this shit on the
That's
players, this is the coach. The coach needed to do better.
okay, but
Like
then
when was
there's
the last time we
so we're gonna blame the coach for their performances too.
when was the
Everybody else
last
besides KD and Kyrie.
For Ben Simmons' performance, I'd blame Nash because for Nash, he
Ben,
fucking
that's no, I agree. I can agree with Ben Simmons' situation.
yeah.
Now, how
Steve
about
Nash
everybody
has
else
tried, Steve
besides
Nash, you don't
Claxton?
understand.
Who else?
Steve Nash has tried to adapt this team and tried
Mhm.
to turn them into a passing team. This isn't a passing team. You have KD and Kyrie. You pass them the ball. This isn't passing team. But he's tried to get him into passing a lot. He's tried to get them into great ball movement. This isn't a ball movement team. This is you find who's going to get that ball into the fucking hoop and you put it into the hoop. Steve Nash is all about this. We're a team. You put the ball into the hands of someone who could score. Steve Nash wants all five people touching that ball before it goes into the hoop. But sometimes, bro, that's not going to happen. But you could
Right.
tell that's what Steve wants going on. That's not the league it is, bro. The league it is Curry drives up sometimes and just splashes, or he drives up, does a couple cross moves, and throws it into a center. That's how that team works. Each team works differently, and this team with KD and Kyrie isn't going to be a passing team, passing to everyone. Yeah, they'll pass between each other, but you want all your players to pass between each other, bro. Like, why some of your players don't deserve the rock? Like, they really don't. There was a lot of shit that Steve Nash was just not doing right. There just wasn't. The whole starting lineup, we can start off with that. The starting lineup was whack. Whack as fuck.
Right.
Like, it just keeps boiling down. The more you look at the Nets, the more Steve Nash was just not doing the best job. Yeah, as I said, yeah, the players could have went out. KD could have dropped 50 and Kyrie could have dropped 50. They could have played better. Yeah, I'm sorry. They should be dropping 50.
I'm not saying KD and Kyrie.
But you're saying get these other people involved. Like, they're not
Right.
shooting 0 for 7 already, bro. Like, they're trying
Okay,
to get
so
these
so
motherfuckers involved. They're
so
just not getting
the
involved.
players the players are also messing up. So they're not
So why aren't we putting
performing well.
But why aren't we putting more plays into them? These are plays that these
Okay, but what
motherfuckers
I'm
have
saying is it goes both ways.
Yeah, and as I said, I will say 10% of the blame is on the players, but you can't tell me 90% of the blame is not on Steve Nash. If there's not one player on the team that respects him, that's not the player's fault. The coach is doing something wrong. If you're the only motherfucker not liked, there's a problem. Because in this three, Jaden, if you and Ty both don't like me, are you guys the problem? No, I'm the problem. Because it's the mass majority y'all not liking me. That's Steve Nash. Nobody respected him. Nobody liked him. He wasn't doing a good job.
Correct.
People were laughing at him. They thought he was a clown. How is that the player's fault?
I'm
He
not
was
saying that
acting like
part
a
is the
clown.
player's fault.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't win games. You can't have good schemes. You can't get your teammates to do better when you have a coach on the sideline that is a clown who is calling a timeout and putting plays. Like, I get you want them to go do their own plays, but when you have a coach calling a timeout, putting these plays together, yelling on the sideline at you while you're shooting to do this play or to do this, I'm sorry, but as a player, I'm going to start listening to the coach because I'm not going to want to hear when I go to splash for a three. Hey, you should be doing this. Now I'm going to miss. I'm going to brick because there's a fucking voice in my ear of my coach, not a random fan, my coach. Like, bro,
And
Steve
we
Nash
just
was
have different perspectives of it.
like, it was
That's
just there was
because
a
we're
lot of
we're not
going on.
gonna agree with each other. So the best we could is we can agree to disagree.
I just
Because
don't see how you want people to leave practices
because
their own
I'm not
play.
saying I'm not
Like,
look
like I
they
want you to explain how do they do that? If you want them to
what.
stop listening, so if Steve Nash is there, so if I'm the coach, right?
Mhm,
I'm in the building. How do you
mhm.
want them to stop listening to me and doing their own plays and practicing their own
I'm
plays and
not
everything?
saying I'm not saying you don't have
You
to do
did
that.
say that. You did
I'm
say
not.
that. I said, how are they supposed to do it in practice? You said if they don't respect Nash, they shouldn't listen to him in there. That's what you
Mhm.
said.
So then you brought
How are
up
they
the point
supposed to
that
do it?
that Nash could kick him out, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
how are they
So
even if
stay in.
they don't kick
I'm
him out?
explaining. So hold on while I
No, but
explain
I'm
it.
saying even if they don't kick him out, how are they
Okay.
gonna?
So as I was going to explain, um, so let's say you don't leave. Let's say you don't leave practice and you listen to Steve Nash for the
Right.
entire practice. Cool. You can't have some more practice afterwards. Say, hey, if things go to hell, hey,
So
this
you're
is what we're
saying
going
that
on.
they need to now work double as hard as every other team because the coach don't want to do what they got to do. So you're saying that these
You don't.
motherfuckers
No, you
must
don't
have
have to.
2 times
You can
harder
lose games.
to
It's
go do
cool.
this to save their coach's job?
If you want to win, if you're a professional basketball, if y'all really want this, you'll find a way to win.
And they
Like
have. They've gone to the playoffs every year that they've been
okay,
there.
but we're not talking about that. We're talking about right now. We're talking about this whole Steve Nash thing. We're talking about the now.
Yeah.
That's cool. They made the playoffs, and they'll probably make it again. That's
Mhm.
fantastic. Good for them. I'm just telling you the scenario that they can figure it out. They're grown men. Like, sure, you don't have to work twice as hard. You really don't. But you can figure something out.
And I get that, yeah, there's always something you could do. But at the end of
Hmm.
the day, as a multi-million-dollar basketball player, you got me fucked up. You think that I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m., go to the gym, work out, right? Go back to my house at 8 a.m. to eat. Then go back for a practice, right? Then go home, do something else. Go back for another practice plus conditioning. And then after that, because the coach is not doing his job, I then had to leave again, try and recruit as many teammates as I can to come practice again for the fourth time of the day when we have a double header the next 2 nights to go practice and play my own play arts because Steve Nash can't create a play art to win a game.
Cool.
No,
So
I'm
in
gonna
those
relax the rest of the night. I'm gonna lose a couple games and I'm gonna show the owner, yo, Steve ain't doing what he need to do. Get Steve
Mhm.
out of here so we can get a coach to put play
Right.
arts in here so we don't have to go kill ourselves so I can play till I'm 35 instead of having to retire when I'm 31.
So in those two practices, you can't talk to your teammates. You can't discuss anything. You can't
Of
nothing.
course, you
There's
act like
just
they're not. You
absolutely
act
nothing.
like they're not
Okay,
doing
so you
little things
don't
and
need
trying
the
to do little things. They're trying. They've been trying to do little things. If you want my honest opinion, the reason they made it to the playoffs is because of them doing the little things. It wasn't because of Steve Nash at all. If they
okay.
listened 100% to Steve Nash, I don't think they would have made a playoff berth at all. Steve Nash just wasn't doing a good job. He just wasn't. And as I said, I will put the blame on the players. Yeah, there are some shit they could have done, but you can't tell me the mass majority and the big mass majority was on the coach.
I didn't say it wasn't. I said
And that's all I
a
can
good
say.
majority is.
He's a big majority of it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
you can't say that the players should go out and do other stuff to win games. They
I'm
shouldn't.
saying if they want to win, they'll figure something out. They can do
Yeah,
better
but
on the
they
court.
shouldn't have to. Is what I'm saying. They shouldn't have to.
Okay, so let's say they have a good coach, right?
Hmm.
Let's say he's doing the good plays, right? So then if it fails, it's on the coach still.
No, if it fails, and it's not just because it's failed that it's been on Steve Nash. It's been failing since day one. He's been
So
like he hasn't been saying the right thing since day one.
so
The players been bailing him out.
the players have a. I'm not gonna say a big
If
majority of it, but
yes,
they
if you have
have
the
a
if you
solid
have a good
piece.
If you have a good coach in there and they're still not doing it, then yes, it's the players. But right now, when you look at that team, the number one problem was Steve Nash. It
Right.
wasn't nobody else.
Mhm.
And that's saying something when Kyrie's going through a bunch of racist shit right now, like posting videos on Instagram, and he still wasn't their biggest problem. It was Nash. KD complaining about wanting traded over the offseason. That still wasn't the problem. It's still been Nash. That's why they've wanted out. Like, Nash has been the problem.
Well, for KD, it was a lot more than
No,
just that.
KD didn't say it was Nash, but it was Nash. He's not gonna
Well,
come out and
because
say it's Nash. He's gonna say I want to win. That's what he's gonna want to say. I want to win. I'm late in my career. I want to win.
There's a little bit more. But
That's all it is to it, honestly. Because what did he say?
he said that going into another season, seeing Kyrie not being able to play games, seeing with whatever Ben was going through, he had a lot of doubt in his mind. So
And that's crazy because he never said nothing about that Kyrie because there was nothing on Kyrie not being able to play this season because he was able to play every single game at the end
Okay,
of last season.
my fault for misspeaking.
Yeah, it was literally because
But there
of
was also the Ben Simmons thing because he did say that.
Yeah, but it's Ben Simmons. Everyone's been questioning on Ben Simmons, but it was mainly because of with Ben Simmons
Okay,
was
sure.
because of
Uh-huh.
Steve Nash. Like
Sure.
that's all. I don't know. Like KD, I don't know. KD's good, but I feel like that was his whole reasoning. Like KD's good, and he just want to go to another team to win it all because he didn't want to sit with a mediocre coach. Like I don't know if they get that Celtics coach. I don't know if he's actually allowed to coach for them this year.
He's
I
not.
don't know.
He's suspended for this year.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just he was suspended from just the Celtics organization.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, it's the whole NBA.
So isn't he still on contract?
Well, it's up in the air because the Celtics never really said that like they were gonna let him go. They just said his future is pretty much up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused when I saw it. But if they get someone like him, I think they can make like he's shown what he can do with
Right.
players. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the Nets the best.
Yeah. Well, too bad. Too bad the East just looks too nice. And by the East, I mean the Bucks and the Cavs. And, yeah. Those are pretty much it. The only two teams that actually look really nice in the East. Hawks actually don't look too bad.
The Hawks have been looking nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. In the West, I mean, Phoenix has looked nice. Utah has looked amazing. No, I'm just kidding. James, we play the Lakers on Friday or tomorrow. So. And then we also play them again on Monday too. So. And James, what is it gonna take for you to see like, oh, maybe the Lakers do have a shot at winning the championship?
LeBron doesn't shoot 9 for 23.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's not that LeBron's playing, and it's not that he's playing bad, but it's just when you shoot 9 for 23, that means those 23 points that you scored you didn't have a while ago because you really been missing like a motherfucker. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, any other team? I feel like there's no really team to discuss. Everybody's still trying to find their footing. Philly has finally started to look nice, but they lose Harden for a month now. So we'll see how that plays out. They'll probably play better, honestly. We'll see. But yeah, Cavs look nice.
Cavs do look nice.
And they got Garland back.
Yep.
So
They look real
the
nice.
Heat have been kind of 50-50.
the Heat have been 50-50. They did beat Golden State the other day. Golden State hasn't looked the best either.
Yeah.
They
Well,
lost to the Kings and then only beat the Kings by 3. So
It's hard to keep your momentum when Jordan Poole gets called for 3 different carries.
Bro, it's so funny because everybody's like, oh, that's hilarious, like his reaction. I'm like, oh no, he's a fucking dickhead
Yeah.
because he knows what he did. fucking
Yeah.
carrying the ball and then mugging the ref. I don't know.
Jordan Poole's cool. I think he's a little too in his head now. I've been
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
100%.
I think last season was the worst thing that happened to Jordan Poole because now he thinks he's
Now he
the
thinks
shit.
he's the guy.
Yeah, he's not. You're good. You can be the guy. Not yet though. You got to
Real,
get used to sitting behind the guy. So how
yeah.
about you learn from the guy?
Real quick, James, because I actually had Jordan Poole winning six man. Who do you have winning the six man of the year?
Who do I have winning 6 man?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I probably had to go with Jordan Poole because they took most teams took the guy who I would put 6 man, put him into the starting lineup. Because of course you got to go Jordan Clarkson. You always got to put him in conversation.
Yeah.
Uh, I heard Tyler Hero. I've been seeing him in the starting.
What about
Uh,
Brogdon? That's mine. I think Brogdon could do it.
I don't know.
Hmm. Who would you have winning MVP?
MVP.
Yeah.
I have it as in Joel Embiid.
Joel? That's
Hold
what
on.
James said. Or James said.
Joel's been the thing is he's been cheated out too many times. One of the years that Giannis won, he shouldn't have won. Giannis should only have one MVP. Joel should have got the other one, and Joker shouldn't have got it this year. Should have been Joel. So he's been cheated out of 2 MVPs already. He's taking it.
I don't know. I think he just got too robbed too many times though where I think he's not gonna get it.
I mean, he could just give up on it and could give two shits about it. I wouldn't be surprised because I probably
Right.
would.
I
I
think
mean,
he
you got
said he
motherfuckers.
wasn't gonna try like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think about it when you've legit been robbed 2 times.
Especially
I mean,
with Embiid because he's injury prone and like he's getting up there.
yeah,
Like so.
yeah, and I feel like when you literally get, and it wasn't that he didn't get it. No, that motherfucker got robbed 2 times. So, ooh, another ESPN alert.
Oh.
NBA says Tyler Hero traveled on game-winning three-pointer to beat the Kings on Wednesday night. Look at that. So they shouldn't have even beat them. Kings have beat the Heat twice. My point exactly. They're not looking too hot.
Yeah. Uh, well, I think we'll kind of cut this a little short because I know James, you gotta go. Um,
Well, did you real quickly want to talk about Black Adam?
uh, yeah, we can give it a little quick review.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Spoilers for Black Adam. Blah. No, yeah, I liked it. I know we all liked it.
Yeah, it was hella
Um,
cool.
yeah, no, it was dope. I'm trying to think.
Solid film.
What? Oh yeah, solid
Solid
film.
film.
Yeah.
So I was reading something about it, and it said that there was a deleted scene that was supposed to be a deleted end credit scene,
Mhm.
and it was supposed to be about um Doctor Fate's
Mhm.
grandson or something like that. Found the helmet
Yeah, he
and
had the
put it
helmet.
on.
Oh, and he's supposed to be like
Yeah,
the new Doctor Fate.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it doesn't
because
show
technically,
who was the one who had the helmet. At least that's the one I saw. I don't know if they actually showed it.
yeah. So, but it's supposed to be like his grandson or nephew or something like someone related to him. But
That wouldn't
because
surprise me.
yeah, because putting on the Doctor Fate helmet turns you to
Right, Doctor
Doctor
Fate.
Fate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought the acting was really really good. Out of all the characters, I thought
I
everybody played their part
I
very very well.
thought The Rock fucking took his role a little bit too seriously.
Loved it.
Yeah,
He's
it's
so
funny.
serious. I
Loved
was
it.
telling James the entire time, like, why is he so serious?
It's funny as fuck.
Didn't even
Seriously,
crack a
funny as fuck.
smile.
The thing is, I think this was the movie that I'm not saying that they're gonna come back and beat me, but this is the movie that they can finally start competing with it. They finally went and got a big name actor.
Right.
Like they finally put the money out for something like that. And I think that's the one thing DC's always lacked. Is always lacked the actors, the actresses, and shit like that. Like they never want to go. The only person that ever had a good actor was fucking Batman because they wouldn't give all the money to Ben Affleck, and they never gave the money to nobody else. So I think
Yeah.
this is kind of the film that they're trying to make it known of like, yo, Marvel ain't the only comics we can make some noise too. I
Yeah,
just hope they take this and go on the right direction.
right.
Oh
And I
yeah.
mean, they didn't just do great with Black Adam. Like they got Henry Cavill back as Superman, and that was a huge thing for the fans. Like they wanted him as Superman. So even going in that direction is a good move in my opinion. Um, Now it just depends on the next movie, the next project, whatever it may be, because DC like they've had their good movies, but then they throw something trash out like
Well, I don't know.
so they just
Their last like couple movies have been pretty solid. I haven't they haven't really thrown a trash one out in a minute to me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know because they've had like Aquaman was solid.
solid.
Harley Quinn Birds of Prey solid.
It was decent.
I know a lot of people who fucking love that movie. That shit was great.
It was decent.
Both of the Suicide Squad movies were good. You know, to each his own. Which one's better? They were both good movies. Um, the Justice League. Now Justice League, eh. The Snyder Cut, fire. Oh,
Yeah,
I count Justice League not as the movie because Snyder Cut's the same thing, just more in depth. So, and then Wonder Woman was cool. Wonder Woman 85 was weird.
yeah, trash.
So, but the last couple movies they've came out with, they've been doing better.
Yeah.
Right. They just need
So
another solid movie. They need to keep this ball
they
rolling.
need
Well, so
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you have Aquaman 2 coming out.
Right.
you got Shazam coming out next month.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Shazam.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying what they have coming
Black
out.
Adam. It's the funny version of Black Adam. That's all he is. But
That's good.
I think what they really need to do, they need to focus on getting. If they don't want to continue with the first Justice League movie and continue in that aspect, they got to do something. But they got to make a good film, bringing them all together again.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing DC needs because it was the Snyder's Cut was cool. Like it was cool seeing them all together, and now we get to see them in a different aspect because at this point they all found their place. Aquaman's actually becoming the king of Atlantis. Where in the first one, he didn't even fuck with Atlanteans. He didn't fuck with his superpowers like that. He didn't really like them. So I think now that they've had more character development, I think it's a good time to do something like that. But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's DC. They always fuck up.
Yeah. Well, now that they have James Gunn running the show, he'll be more kind of like how like the Russo brothers were for Marvel, where they kind of have their fingerprints on pretty much every project.
Yeah.
And yeah, James Gunn did pretty good with Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. So yeah, we'll see. So I actually thought about it, and it was like, oh, DC's finally like coming together. And James, you were saying like, oh, I finally getting all these big names. I feel like the WWE is saving the MCU, or my apologies, DC.
Because everyone's talking about this John Cena Peacemaker. I don't think he's that
James,
great.
watch the show.
It's not gonna change my perspective on thinking he's not one of the best characters in the DC universe. He's not gonna change my perspective no matter how good the show is.
No, James, just
Not
watch
gonna change my
the
perspective on
show.
Aquaman. Not gonna change it on Cyborg. He's not gonna
He's
change
not, yeah, he's not gonna be better than the fucking Justice League, but like,
You're not gonna be better than Hawkman. You're not like I know a lot of DC people. That's what I'm saying. DC's where my thing is. I'm not saying I'm not gonna like Peacemaker. I'll watch it, but he's not saving DC because he wasn't even the best thing that happened.
he's not saving it, but he's a part of it.
Right.
But he's a part of it.
That's like saying like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy was the reason why MCU is all good. No, it's that part of the reason why the Guardian is because of the Guardians. The others can be for the Avengers and Spider-Man and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So
A lot of it could be because of that. Because I think there's a lot more Spider-Man and Avenger fans than Guardians fans. Even though I know Guardians was a great movie and a lot of people do like
Such
it.
a
I'm just
good
saying, I think there's more Spider-Man fans than the Guardians.
well, of course, Spider-Man's the most popular hero of all time. No, it's facts. They did a poll.
Yeah, no,
Definitely don't think he's more popular than Superman. And I'm not saying better, but I'm saying popular. Everybody fucking knows Superman and that S.
No, everybody knows Spider-Man though. No, they literally did a poll and like, Spider-Man's the most fucking popular fucking hero.
But where did they do the poll at?
The world.
Really? Because ain't nobody asked me.
Well, you already know, both.
Yeah, that's because they found out that you fucking like Aquaman, so they're like, we don't need to go toward him.
What's wrong with Aquaman, bro?
He fucks fish.
No, he doesn't.
You fucks fish.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. All
I
right.
don't see the problem with Aquaman. I don't think.
Nah, he
Aquaman-
aight. He
I
aight.
don't either. I love Aquaman.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him. He's hard as shit, and he's hard as shit to beat. If you think about it, he could pretty much go on one-on-one with most people in the Justice League. Because you think about it, he's beating Batman.
That's cap.
That's not cap.
Batman
drown.
would win.
He's gonna drown him.
Batman could literally beat anybody in the fucking Justice League.
No, he couldn't.
Give him prep time.
He's not Iron Man.
Give him prep time.
And everyone talks about prep time. Why y'all want this prep time? You don't get prep time. Alien invasions, you don't get to prep for that. They just show up, bro. You talking about prep time, bro?
Yeah, but Batman prepped for the alien invasion to come, so of course he already has prep time. He's like, okay, fuck, they're here now.
Prep time. We're going one-on-one. His suit against Aquaman in his suit. I guarantee you Aquaman's beating him.
Batman's winning.
No, Aquaman's just gonna bring the whole ocean upon him and drown him.
Batman would put on like a respirator and like fucking just breathe.
But that's not a part of his suit, so he would have to add that in. I'm saying there's no preparation.
Yeah,
time.
if he saw Aquaman coming, he would grab all his fucking shit that he'd need to fucking be Aquaman. And, there you go.
Still, that includes the not drowning, but that doesn't include that Aquaman's just gonna spawn a shark to eat his stupid ass.
He has the bat shark repellent.
I promise you, bro. Nah, he don't stand a chance.
Okay, whatever. Batman would win. I think Aquaman might lose some of these now that I'm thinking about it. Cause
He would lose to Wonder Woman. He would lose to Superman.
Yeah.
And then the Flash is 50.
he would lose the Green Lantern.
We count Green Lantern?
I count Green Lantern.
Yeah,
He's part of the Justice League.
Well, yeah, but people have been like blackmailing him and like boycotting him out of fucking DC for the longest time now because of fucking Ryan Reynolds movie.
He's still part of the Justice League.
What about Martian Manhunter?
Martian Manhunter can beat anybody.
Yeah.
He's the reason I always say I think the Justice League could beat the Avengers because I think Martian Manhunter can take down the Hulk.
Yeah, probably.
I think he could. That's literally the only reason I always put Justice League above Avengers because I was like, if Martian Manhunter can take out the Hulk, because we don't know, but if that could happen, I don't think Justice League would lose because who's gonna take down Superman? Thor?
Maybe.
No.
Right? That's like the only other option is Thor.
He put up a fight.
Right? Well, but I'm not saying he's gonna for sure beat him. I'm saying like
Yeah.
that's literally the only option you can do is Thor.
Yeah, he put
Right?
up a fight.
So now you got Wonder Woman. Who's fighting Wonder Woman?
Thor.
Captain America?
Oh,
Yeah.
probably
Captain
not.
America, because he's a super soldier. Wonder Woman, she's kind of a super soldier in a way.
Yeah,
She's not
but,
actually, but like, same
So
type of.
Yeah, it'd probably
Yeah.
have to be Cap to take her on. Yeah.
Exactly. So then, you got Cyborg and fucking Aquaman, and we ain't even mentioned Batman yet. And they're just all, because Batman and Iron Man are going one-on-one. Battle with the fucking
Yeah, of
billionaires.
course. Yeah.
So you got Aquaman and Cyborg against who? Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Well, if we're just counting,
Aquaman taking the dub.
hold on, because if we're just counting like the 6 Avengers, then you gotta at least make it an even fight and do a 6-on-6, or else you gotta include all the Avengers. And guess what? Everybody's an Avenger.
Well, you got to think. All I said was Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Superman, Cyborg, and Martian Manhunter. So 7. So you guys get what? Marvel gets 1 more. So it would be, who's the 7th person to come in? Technically Vision, right?
Ant-Man.
No.
No, Vision,
But
Vision.
Technically Vision, yeah.
Yeah, so then it would be Vision against Martian Manhunter. So I mean, it would be closer. Superman against fucking Hulk, but I still think
Yeah.
Superman does the fuck out of Hulk.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a fight. I think it'd be a good fight.
It would be a lengthy fight, but I think at
See,
the end,
but
Superman.
that length is all they need. Because then Thor then fights
Ah.
Wonder Woman. I
Size
could see
don't
that
matter,
going either
Jacob.
way. That's why I said length. It's not size.
It's the
That's
girth, dog. That's what matters.
Girth.
anyways.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's end it here because James has to go.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the podcast, where you can listen always on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can always watch our videos on YouTube just at Geeked Out, and then you can watch the highlights on TikTok and Instagram at Officially Geeked Out. That is where it's at, Officially Geeked Out. I'll promise I'll get better at that. I've been a little bit lazy these past couple days, or a couple weeks. I've been playing God of War, trying to catch up for Ragnarok. So,
Have you still not beat it?
no, I've been busy, dude.
Like you've never beat it?
I know it happens, but I've never beat it
Did I
on my
know
own.
what happened? At the end?
Yeah,
Bro, did I tell you about my experience with that game?
yeah.
Bro, I was so irritated. On God. That's irritating.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm probably gonna be streaming Ragnarok as well as Sonic Frontiers pretty much all next week.
People will watch God of War, but
You don't want to tune in for Sonic? Dang, that's crazy.
no.
Oh shit, that's crazy. How dare you?
See, if it was a Shadow game, it'd be completely different.
Shadow game sucked dick. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a better character than Sonic, so I put the money out.
Oh no, I agree, but still. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll see y'all on the next podcast where actually I'll probably review the 2 games that we spoke of. Or James
We'll
can.
review one of them. We'll review God of War for y'all.
Y'all just hate Sonic too much.
I
All right.
didn't even say it.
Bye.